the last night. Pent up inside the body of a man for 3 years. Passover was coming. Jesus. He said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. The Father lived inside the body of a man. He knew the next day was the day. You ever had a day like that? You get up in the morning, gotta go to the dentist. Most people don't want to go to the dentist, and they just dread the whole thing. You walk through the door, you don't want to be there, and you sit in a chair, and then it's over and you're leaving. You're going, man, that was cool. I'm done. Well, that's the kind of night he was having. The word said that blood came from his eyes. That's pressure. The word says that he said, Father, take this cup from me. Because no matter what I do, no matter how many millions of years I will live, this is going to be the toughest thing I will ever do. Because as a man, he knew where he was going. And as he sat there on his knees, pouring his heart out to the Father who sent an angel to comfort him, he looked down the road, and there they were. They were coming after him. He knew they were coming. He prayed more earnestly. He got himself prepared for what was going to happen. Because in the morning, there was a hill and a cross called Calvary.
I must die for thee, rise. In the morning I must die. I must die.
Pharisees and soldiers coming up the hill. Pharisees and soldiers coming up the hill. They were after him.
What would you do if this cross was for you? What would you do if it was your blood?
you do? Would you do what he did? They drug him off. The word said that the world and the church will hate you. But he did what he had to do, which is destroy the works of the devil. So he went to the cross. And in a 3-hour eclipse, they railed on him. Israel, the church, the Torah. They said, "You're king of the Jews. Come off the cross if you're God. You're king of the Jews." He was a Jew. He went to a cross to do one thing, what no other human being or any being in the universe could ever have done, and that's to die and then come back. There's many accountings of what happened. In fact, you really got to dig deep. You have to continually remind yourself that Jesus said this, not me. He said to this church, "You have busted the lying apostles." Go back to the original code. Listen to it. He said in the book of Revelation, "You have found the lying apostles. They will lie." He said there's a false prophet. So this book is deep. And you have to remember what he said. Many will come and say they have seen me. There's a false prophet. He's written part of this book. He said that the apostles are liars, that some of them lie. It's part of the book. So you have 3 gospels here. Now remember, when Jesus died on the cross, it was in a 3-hour eclipse. Have you ever seen one movie ever about Jesus dying on a cross in the pitch dark? A 3-hour eclipse, the longest eclipse in history. And it says right in the Word, in 3 Gospels, that the world was in darkness. We have missed a lot here. So you have to read it to crack the code and find the truth. 3 Gospels in 3 different groups came to that tomb. In Matthew 1:28-1, Matthew, the first accounting, it says that Mary Magdalene and the other Mary came to the sepulchre. That's the place where, he was down in the ground and there was a rock in front, right? Because they didn't want him coming up out of there. But in Mark 16:1, it says Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James, and Salome, Salome. So 28:1 says Mary and the other Mary. 16:1 says Mary, the mother of James, because there were 3 Marys, and Salome. And that's 3 people, not 2. And in the third accounting, it says Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and the other women that were with them. So now you got Mary Magdalene, Joanna, some new lady, Mary the mother of James, which is in one of them, and then the other women. So which one is it? 3 accountings. Then there's a bunch of different accountings of what kind of angels were there. The first accounting, one angel is on a rock outside the tomb. So he rolls away the rock. He's sitting up on this big old rock, Matthew 28:2. For the angel of the Jehovah had descended from heaven, and the angel answered and said unto the woman, "Fear not ye." He's not in there. That's one angel on a rock outside the tomb. That's Matthew 28:2-5. But the second one says in Mark 16:5, a young man is sitting inside the tomb. Not a big angel on a rock outside, a young man sitting inside the tomb. Mark 16:5. And entering the sepulchre, they saw a young man sitting on the right side, clothed in a long white garment, and they were affrighted. And he said, don't be scared. You seek Jesus of Nazareth, which was crucified. He is risen. He's not here. Behold the place where they laid him. So now you got a big angel sitting on side of a rock that came down from heaven. Okay? And that's in Matthew 28:2. And in Mark 16:5, you got this young man inside the tomb, sitting on the right side, clothed in a white garment. Okay? Now, Luke 24:3, it says 2 men in shining garments inside the tombs. Luke 24:3, and they entered in and found not the body of the Lord Jesus. Behold, 2 men by them in shining garments. Luke 24:3, reconfirming. 1 big angel on a rock sitting outside. Secondly, 1 young man on the inside sitting next on the right-hand side of where he had laid. And then 2 men in shining garments inside the tomb. Now listen, which one is it? Remember, Jesus said it. Find the apostles that lie. Now, we get to, there's confusion as to when it happened. Mark 16:2, it says the rising of the sun. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, they came into the sepulchre at the rising of the sun. You know what the rising of the sun is? Well, it's when you look out of the horizon and the sun starts, the first part of the sun pops up. That's called the rising of the sun. Well, the second accounting, Matthew 21, says the beginning of the dawn. You know when dawn is? It's way, way before sunrise. It's probably an hour. Dawn is when, I don't know if you've ever been up at dawn, but I have. And, you look outside and say, well, it's not pitch black. Well, it's starting to dawn. Okay, so you got the beginning of the dawn, and you got the rising of the sun, and then the third accounting is in Luke, says, now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came to the sepulchre. Now it's very early in the morning. The only reason that I'm pointing this out to you is if you're going to thump, you're going to thump. You got 3 different angels standing there. You got it happening at different times. And you got a whole bunch of different people coming to the tomb. So I'm going to keep saying, which one is it? And if you're listening to warriorcoming.com, you're going to find out that there's 3 accountings, just about everything. The babies, Christmas, the cross. We did Legion, and different demons coming out. One was naked, the other one wasn't before the flood and all this. And I just think it's important that if we're going to thump and we're going to get somewhere, that we should know things like that. But the bottom line is that the sun rose at sunrise.
The sunrise. The sunrise. The sunrise. Sunrise.
You see Jesus of Nazareth, which was crucified. He is risen and not here. Behold the place where they laid him. Ought not Christ to suffer and enter into his glory? Give him a new robe and enter into his glory.
You know, he said that I will go and I will rise. They rolled across this gigantic rock. Like that was going to hold him in the tomb. Because the last thing anybody wanted was to see him rise.
Dead man walking, dead man walking, roll away the stone. Dead man walking, dead man walking.
Ridiculous sunrise.
The sunrise,
Rose from the dead.
the divinity sunrise.
You know, if you're gonna thump, go back and thump. They're in the notes. You can read about the accountings and the angels. And one thing we do know is he come up out the grave. Then there's more accountings and who seen him and when they saw him. But put yourself there now. Just put yourself at the end of that little road. Sun's about ready to come up. Birds are singing. The tomb's empty. And there he was, walking down the road slowly. The sun, he rose at sunrise. Coming right out of the eastern sky. The figure of Jesus walking with the sun in the background early in the morning. The eastern sky, the sun, and Jesus.
In the eastern sky lies the answer why. Just over the ridge, here comes the sun. In the eastern sky lies the answer why. Here comes the sun. Don't ever leave me again. Eastern sky lies the answer why. Just over the ridge, here comes the sun. In the eastern sky lies the answer why. Here comes the sun.
On him when he walked by. Yet it was our weakness he carried. It was our sorrows that weighed him down. And we thought his troubles were punishment from God for his sins. But he was wounded and crushed for our sins.
today. Well, you two women, run back to town. Go tell the people that I have risen from the grave.
But it was the Lord's good plan to crush him and fill him with grief. Yet when his life is made an offering for sin, he will have a multitude of children, many heirs. He will enjoy a long life, and the Lord's plan will prosper in his hands. When he sees all that is accomplished by his anguish, he will be satisfied. And because of what he has experienced, my righteous servants will make it possible for many to be counted righteous, for he will bear their iniquities.
You know, when it's quiet, he says, find me in a closet. Nobody around. Lift up your needs to me, and I will answer you openly. And I see him walking down the road. You're my Jesus. Don't ever let me go again. He is love, sent from above. He is love. You're my Jesus.